No, you're just dreaming that, I'm sure.
Hi, this is my series called Vinny G's First Reel. Uh, this is the intro, and this is going to be the intro you see for all of the episodes. So if you want to skip forward, you can. I'm going to try to keep it short, but this is a show about watching the first reel of a movie, first 20 minutes usually, give or take. And then this might be a show about watching skits, short things, anything, between 15, 20 minutes, I'm good. That's why I'm figuring, well, the 15, 20 minutes of a movie, I'll just do the beginning of the movie. And then I'll leave, if I can, I'll leave a link to the rest of the movie, the whole movie, so that you can see it in its entirety. So, having said that, I want to say that I'm going to try to put this up every Saturday night, 11:30 probably. I'm trying to compete with Saturday Night Live. Ha! But anyway, um, this will be up hopefully every Saturday night, 11:30, because I want it to be a late night thing. I feel like all these things I'm going to talk about are really the best late at night, and that they have a nuance, I guess, when you watch them late at night. But I also don't, if you want to have a beer, hey, I got one here. I got a beer here. It's almost done. This is going to be the last of it. This is late. So, anyway, enjoy the series, and cheers. Now let's have some fun. Just a little medicine. All right. Here we go. Ready? Ready. Yes, welcome back. This is the next movie, number 2. Um, and I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is right off the bat, but you can see a thing probably behind me kind of growing, so that'll give you a hint when it gets big enough. But this again, another late night movie. Now, this one, I can't remember if I saw it before the other one, Carnival of Souls, but it was around the same time. And both of these movies, Carnival of Souls and this one, inspired George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. Both came out before that, and yeah, like 64 or something like that. Almost both of them. 62 maybe for Last Man on Earth. That's what this is, The Last Man on Earth. And Vincent Price, one of my favorite actors, and my name is Vincent, so I always thought I was named after him, and then my dad told me later I was named after Vince Lombardi from the Green Bay Packers, and he was a big Packers fan, so there you go. But, I took it with Vincent Price and ran with it. Uh, and then it's shot, I don't know, it's shot overseas, Italy or Spain, or it was one of those international movies, so it had different, like 3 different countries backing it and filming it. uh, it is based off of the novel by Richard Matheson called I Am Legend. And I'll pull that. I was going to pull it up and I forgot, but I'll pull it up at the conclusion to show you because I always do a closer remark. So, and it's a very close adaptation to that book, closer than The Omega Man, which was the next one. And then there's the Will Smith one, which is, yeah, I don't know, it's kind of between. I didn't see it. I didn't care for watching it because, I don't know. I always have a fondness for this one and Omega Man, to be honest with you. But the book is really good, and that's why I thought they can't keep making movies and not get better than the book. So anyway, this is an apocalyptic movie. With COVID right now, it's going to have some interesting stuff. And there's a lot of great drama, a lot of, like Tarantino did, sort of jumping back and forth in time, and you lose yourself sometimes as far as what you're watching, what time period you're watching it in, as far as the timeline of the plot. So anyway, let's start it so that I can just talk while it's playing and enjoy it. And again, I'm going to start it with the sound up on my computer. Oh, and I do have my beer. So cheers. So, I'm going to start it. It'll have the logo, and then we'll get going, and I'll turn the sound so that you can hear it better. Here we go. There's the lion. I always enjoy movies where there's desolate shots of cities and, just buildings and nothing, no people. It's so creepy. Omega Man did it in LA, I believe in the Garment District or somewhere out there. I'm not sure. This is overseas, so I'm not sure exactly where these shots are. I don't look up this information beforehand. I just go with what I know. I like to stay quiet and watch. Sometimes I think I talk too much. Look at that. The has and come. No. I love the overgrown look. And here he is. There was a time he was known as the master of horror.
Another day to live through. Gotta get started.
Bam, with the credits. I like the font, on those credits is great. The music is so bold and kind of like with some doom in it. 1965, look at that. Every time they make it, they only want to make it like a few years in the future from when they're making it. The book did the same thing. Look at all that. I do that. I write my own calendars because sometimes I forget to buy them at the end of the year. And then here's January. Let me just draw it out. So I can relate to this movie big. A lot of Italians. I have to say, I'm a huge fan of Italian horror and Spanish horror. There's just something about it that's I suppose it could be the Catholic thing. I grew up Catholic, so a lot of symbolism, a lot of dead rising, a lot of blood and gore, of, get hanging on the cross, and the whole Bible is just, anyway. Let's get back to the movie. Got the gas generator. Can you imagine having to keep it all going? Garages are so, like, this is a garage, man, but now people, even our garage, it's storage for other stuff. There's hardly any, there's like a corner for tools, and that's about it. Got the bar. Well, just shows it there. Is that where it's supposed to go?
Yeah, I own the world.
Oh, there's
An
a body.
empty, dead, silent world.
So probably one of the earliest depiction of what is
More of
a
them.
modern zombie,
Every day there are more.
Romero zombie, you
They
could
live
call
off
him.
the weak ones and leave
But
them for the pit.
this was the first one that really had it as a mass of mindless, pale, dead people. All the weird wiring going across, right? Like makeshift. Fuck. The radio. Hello, anybody out there?
KOKW calling. Come in.
It's funny, the Omega Man didn't bother with the radio. So, sorry.
KOKW calling. I'm on international frequency. Come in.
Yeah, Charlton Heston he just wanted to be himself all alone. I don't blame him. Probably do the same myself. He was more interested he was focused on Matthias, remember? Like, I gotta find him. That's why he was crossing things off in his little map. But Neville, or Morgan, I forget. Yeah, they called him
Can't
Robert
bear to
Morgan
see
for
the
some
image.
reason. He's Neville in the book. He's Neville in Omega Man.
I need more mirrors.
Robert Morgan in this one.
And this garlic's lost its pungency.
The garlic. So there's a very interesting, twisted vampire aspect to this, which is hard
There was
to
a time when
explain
eating was
without
a
giving
pleasure.
too much away. But the book has it. It has
It's
this.
fuel for survival.
Starts off feeling
I'll
like it's
settle
a
for coffee
guy
and
hunting
orange juice
vampires.
this morning. But first there's my life dance.
And then there's
I'd better replace that garlic.
something else scientifically that's going on that neither this movie nor the Omega Man really properly addressed.
I'll need more. Lots more. Better stop off and get them.
Time to go out and shop. Kind of a weak throw, but
Anger can make me vulnerable. destroy my reason, and reason's the only advantage
It's obviously
I have
very
over
low
them.
budget.
I've got to find where they hide during the day. Uncover every one of them. Now, where did I finish off yesterday?
There's a good map.
Madison Street to 31st Avenue. 11 kills.
So meticulous.
Over 3 years. And there's more than half the city I haven't searched.
So, yeah, the dowel. You know, when I was when I read the book, it talked about dowels. He's making dowels.
Just wide enough to keep the flesh.
I didn't know that they were stakes. I didn't know what a dowel was. It was
How many
spelled
more of these will I have to make before they're
D-O-W-E-L.
all destroyed?
A towel?
They want my
Dowel?
blood.
Oh, it
Their lives are mine.
was a stake.
I
The
think
vampire
it's
thing.
squeamish.
So, here we go. He's gonna go out and hunt. He loaded up his bags.
That garlic. I'd better put it back where it belongs.
The garlic.
I can't live a heartbeat away from hell. Forget it.
Heartbeat away from hell. That's great. She's a little stiff. Uncomfortable being picked up. Vincent Price was a big guy. He was, I don't know how tall he was, over 6 foot. And, so he could pick up little girls, women like that. Remember, they're like dead weight, just hanging. And that is heavy to pick up. And he's got to load them in the back of his little Volkswagen. Volkswagen. it is.
I'm out of gas. That means one
I
more
love
stop
that.
on that.
Again, like Carnival of Souls, those driving wheels, big motherfuckers. And then you can see the whole, how many mph. Leave the back open of the wagon. All the
I can
windows
get
open.
rid of them later. Right now, I'm out of gas.
Devastating shots. So he just pulls up to a truck, a broken down gas tank thing. So he's got all the tanks lined up right there. So he's ready. That's his personal gas station, Caltex. And again, this is Europe, so I don't know why it's Cal, not California. Yeah, man, this is like COVID right here. Put on your masks. Drive your dead to the dump so they can burn. That's the only way to get rid of this disease. And there's the first chick he picked up in his yard, or driveway. Wow, just drops her right down. Throw some gas. I was gonna say, I would hurl that thing just straight out there instead of pouring it down the dirt. It's just gonna soak up in the dirt. Low budget, but here's the thing. Wow, great shots. Black and white photography is brilliant. Low budget. The reason I love low budget is because they are driven to just tell the story. You have to get to this point here and this point here and this point here, and you have to make it be understood, script it properly. And when you shoot it, it almost doesn't really matter, to me anyway, how much money is spent on the screen. It's about telling the story. But with big studios, that's what they want to see. They want to see their money spent on the screen. So, that's why I have a problem with big studio movies and the idea that it's just a big business and it's almost like hamburgers. McDonald's just down the assembly line. What they buy, they buy. What they don't like, they reject, and don't make any sense. Anyway, look at this. So I like this supermarket shot with all the empty carts, and here's a freezer that is apparently still working. He's rubbing his hands. It's cold. And it's just a weird supermarket right in the middle of nowhere. But it's got its own generator, and who knows what kind of power they had. Nuclear power was just getting sort of experimented
They'll
on.
tell me what I need. They've got to last.
The garlic. I would take more than what you need if I were you. Vincent. I'm Vincent. You don't listen. He's a different one. But load up as much garlic. Again, this is a vampire theme. But it's not really, in the book, it's not really a reality. It's not vampires. It's almost like, the book is almost about debunking vampires
They can
in
wait too.
a lot of
I've
ways.
got
It's
my
really
life to
great,
worry
really
about.
great book. And
Those mirrors have to be replaced before dark.
mirrors. It hasn't been properly presented on film. Everyone wants to change it to their own agenda. Omega Man did it okay, but it was completely different, except for some basics, and the name Robert Neville. Oh, here he goes buying. Now, I like how he picks up, all the mirrors that he picks up are ones that were already set out for him to pick up, except for that one. That one was hanging. But mirrors are always good
Square
shots.
blocks to search. How many of them still exist?
Again, empty
How
streets.
long will I have to keep up this search?
This reminds me of like The Walking Dead, carrying bags and banging into windows to get into places. There's a girl. Poor girl's just sleeping. Is she really a vampire? He doesn't even stop and ask. He just... That's... Oh, look at this. Oh, we don't see that. He lets him sleep. Oh no, he doesn't. Ah! Wow. More dumping. It's like a daily routine, in and out. Look at the dissolves. See, I mean, that's all you need to know to tell the story, right? Again, empty places. So wild. And we kind of had a reality, and with COVID-19,
I haven't much time left.
early on when they were shut everything down, this is what it looked like almost, and still in some places. Back to his house. The garlic. And all the light bulbs that are just hanging. The makeshift wiring. It's a guy that's I'm just trying to survive on what I got. He don't want to leave his house. Again, this is becoming a thing of where it's very personal.
Now,
The Omega Man did
long
the same
hours
thing.
before the sun will rise.
Guy didn't want to leave his upstairs
Drive them
penthouse.
back to darkness.
All right. So what we've seen is sort of what's already happened, and now we're going to get an idea of what happens at night. And he puts on a jazz record. It's one of the things that makes this movie so surreal in many ways. Here we are. George Romero, take note.
Morgan, come out. Come out. Morgan,
Just another night in Robert Morgan
come out.
/ Neville's house. Well, he seems to be pretty good about having the wood up and secure. Couch. I guess he's so spent on running around and trying to find them. He ain't interested in decorating the place. Records. Man, vinyl had a comeback, and I think it still is.
Mom, I can't see! I can't see! Mom!
Another day. Another day to start all over again.
That nightmare is going to come back later in the movie. We don't get to see it in the first reel, but keep watching it. I'll have a link, I think. I think maybe an eighth of that map is blacked out, you know? And how long did it take him to do that 1/8? Here we go, another dowel. Another day, another dowel. No more. Again, keeping the windows open because the stench of the bodies he throws in there is just death. All right. Well, look at that devastation. Of course, we're at the church. So here's where he comes into a church, which will play later at the end in an ironic way, I guess you could say. So I'm going to go ahead and end this portion as he lights very crooked candles and visits it's like a mausoleum almost. It's but his wife is there. Apparently I don't want to give it away, but there's a lot of interesting backstory with the wife and the child. So we're going to cut it down now here. This is probably about it as far as the first reel. Probably ended before this, but I thought I'll give you a little bit of the drama. And we will say, Vincent Price, excuse me, good night. But don't sleep too late. That's very bad. Hey.
The sun's already set. They'll be everywhere.
Well, there you are. We just watched the first reel of Last Man on Earth, The Last Man on Earth, starring the great Vincent Price. And uh, again, this was a late night movie that I saw as a kid, probably like when I was 10 to somewhere between 10 and 14, 15. Always loved it. Uh, Old zombies I loved. Romero, of course, brilliant. After The Walking Dead, it started off good. And then it became like, you know, enough with the zombies. And plus, Romero passed, and, there was no way we were going to get a good, real Romero zombie movie again. So just, for me, it broke my heart after a while. It got oversaturated. But at this time, this movie scared the crap out of me. I mean, not literally, but it was creepy. It gave you the when you go to bed at night and all the lights are off. Damn, is there going to be somebody tapping on my door? Morgan. So, anyway, thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this second episode. Still working out some kinks. Had some last minute editing issues and filming phone things. But at least the thing is, I have the core of it basically laid out to just pop in the new content. So I have titles and all that and extras a little bit to a certain degree. And then, I can do other things if I want to later. But right now, I just prefer to do the video commentary, pop it in. 11:30 Saturday nights. I'm going to make sure I download this one early. But anyway, that's tit for tat. I said tit. So anyway, good night. And thank you for watching again. And we'll see you on number 3. Oh, by the way. Cheers. And here it is, my book. I Am Legend. Look at how thin that is. That's why I respect Richard Matheson a lot. He can do what Stephen King does in like a brick in like that much. Richard Matheson. Awesome author. Good night, and we'll see you next time. Three, two, one. My bad clap.